Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday to everyone out there. Hopefully, you're doing well. It's me, the Ghostface host of Flippin' Ain't Easy, because I'm wearing black. You see, this camera just does not like me when I wear black, but it is what it is. I didn't even think about it till like 2 minutes before we got on, so just gonna have to put up with it. But today, wanted to talk to you guys about something I came across that I don't know if too many people were aware of that happens every year, and that is USPS. They increase their rates every Q4, pretty much the entire Q4 and into Q1 of the following year. And it's something that really slipped my mind, but it's been going on since 2020. So it's something that I wanted to talk to you about and get your thoughts on because, yes, within a month, we're going to have a USPS rate increase. So here we go. We have U.S. Postal Service, and this is from USPS website. U.S. Postal Service proposes temporary rate changes, holiday shipping 2024 holiday season. The U.S. Postal Service filed notice today with the Postal Regulatory Commission regarding a temporary price change for some package services in the 2024 peak holiday season. The temporary price adjustment is to help cover extra handling costs to ensure a successful peak season. The planned peak season pricing, which was approved, we don't care who approved it, blah, blah, blah. Pending favorable review by PRC, the temporary rates would go into effect at midnight Central Time on October 6th and remain in place until midnight Central Time on January 19th, 2025. And it says the seasonal adjustment will bring prices for the Postal Service's commercial and retail customers in line with competitive practices. Apparently it's some part of a strategic plan to get money in their pocket. I'll just kind of summarize that. Planned price changes include Priority Mail and USPS Ground Advantage Zone 1 through 4. You can see, well, I'm not sure if eBay labels are considered commercial or not, but let's assume that they are. It's an additional 30 cents for zones 1 through 4 up to 3 pounds. An additional 45 cents, zones 1 through 4 up 4 to 10 pounds, 75 cents for 11 to 25 pounds, and an additional $3 if it's over 26 to 70 pounds. That's commercial. Priority mail, mail zone 5 to 9, 70 cents for up to 3 pounds, $1.25 additional for 4 to 10 pounds, $2.75 additional for zones 5 through 9 up to 25 pounds, and $7 increase zones 5 through 9 up to 70 pounds. So that's priority mail. USPS Ground Advantage.
You don't have to read all of them, do you?
Yeah, why not? Why not get the information out there so that we can talk about it here. 35 cents Ground Advantage, 75 cents for 4 to 10, $1.25 for 11 to 25, $5.50 up to 70 pounds. So this is zone 5 through 9. So I'm not going to go through the whole list because Jenna's not going to be too happy with me if I did. But there's not a whole lot more to talk about other than that. It's just a postal increase. And I want to know what you guys think about it. And the question that I have, and I'll put on the banner, if I can find it. No, I don't have the banner made. Somehow it didn't take. The question to you guys is there anything you do with this differently? Those of you who do free shipping, does it make you up the price of your item? For me, I do calculated. So for me, it's going to be one of those things where I'm going to consider FedEx in some of these other cases, like for instance, up to 70 pounds, it's like $7 more. Well, that could make FedEx the better option. So just something that I would have to keep in mind. Right now, Ground Advantage has been really a good go-to option for a lot of my heavier things. I think we're getting it's like 60-40 now, like 60% USPS, 40% FedEx, where it used to never be that way. So that's the change on the horizon. And between fees, promoted listing fees, shipping rates, I'm sure the cost of supplies, cost of goods, it's starting to add up, don't you think? We got Andy Reno with us. Thanks for being here, Andy. Nice to see you. Jackie is second. Mike Camparelli's with us. Hi, John and Jenna, FA family. Hope everyone is doing well and selling. Mine have been pretty good lately. Hope it keeps up. Well, I'm glad that your sales are great. Our sales are sort of at a level where I just wonder if it's even sustainable. And I say that because Monday we had an $838 day, Tuesday $698, Wednesday $790, yesterday $910, and today at $362. So it's really tough to say. I really think a lot of the good stuff that I had in my store has, for the last 5 days, pretty much sold for the most part. The tough part is getting the stuff that I have in the garage that has value up to replenish that. So doing what I can, scrambling today. After we're done here, I'm going to be heading out to visit the golf course out in California, and then making a trip back home. So not a whole lot going on. I have some scheduled listings for tomorrow, so we just want to keep the momentum going. I just absolutely hate to leave when I'm having, last 7 days, 4,460. Last 31 days, 16,400. That's up 17% over the last 31 days. And last 90 days is at 42,000. And these are all gross numbers. You consider about a 48% margin, and that's kind of where we're at if you do the math. So nice to see that you're doing well, though, Mike. That's great. Mike says, I heard that Etsy just implemented a change in seller ranking. Apparently, they are including cheaper shipping costs as a metric to place those sellers higher in search results. Could eBay be next? I really think eBay is they're doing a lot of things. Okay, here's an example. They're doing a lot of things behind the background that we're not aware of. And just as they make changes all the time on the app, right? They make changes all the time on the website. I think this week I just noticed that the website was changed again. Like when I went to marketing to do some of the coupon stuff or the markdown sale stuff, the format and everything's all changed again. So we see this all the time on the visual side of things. That's the website, the UI, user interface. On the mobile app, we see changes every once in a while. eBay doesn't announce that. We notice it because we're working in these apps and programs. We could see it for ourselves. Well, what about the changes behind the scenes? The algorithm, they're not going to come and tell us that they're changing the algorithm either. That's why, we talk about like the white pages, it's brought up every once in a while about the what's in the white pages as far as like the patent for the algorithm. And I don't think that's static at all. I think that's something that's really one of those things where it's subject to change without notice. And that I'm sure has happened many, many times. And I really believe that it's there already. And the eBay is looking at how fast are you going to get this item to the buyer? That's one of their main concerns, right? They want that item to the buyer as quickly as possible. And I think an item with calculated shipping that's really high is also probably linked to more time to ship that item, right? The farther out you have to ship the item, chances are it's going to be a higher price, label. So certainly that's in eBay's crosshairs. And I think not enough of us really take that into account when we're setting up our listings. A lot of people are still on that 3-day handling, and maybe it's worth getting uncomfortable, especially for the Q4 holiday season. A lot of competition, guys. You want to get a better score in the algorithm in search. It's probably a good idea to try to knock 3 down to 2 days, 2 down to 1 day, and or 1 down to same day with that little trick that I told you about before. So something to keep in mind. Andy Reno says, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was either. Biscuit Butt Archie, thanks for being here, buddy. Joe Samard says, howdy, everyone. Thanks for being here, Joe. Nice to see you. Brenda says, happy Friday, everyone. Town-wide yard sales this weekend. Unfortunately, the same weekend as Apple Peach Festival. Traffic is unbearable in this small and rural town. Well, the plan is to go check out the yard sales, and then at lunchtime, go over to the festival and have some lunch. That would be probably the right play there. Christina says, happy Friday, everyone. It's been roasting in Encino, California this week. Today's record is 110 with 16% humidity, just like Vegas in the summer. Looks like this heat will stick around next week too.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm so beyond over it.
Yeah, well, guess who's going to be playing golf in the morning in Palm Springs?
That was your choice.
It is, and I'm happy with that choice. But I'm just saying, hey, it's going to be one of them days. Callie Deb says, hello, John, Jenna, and fellow flippers. I hope you all have a cooler weather than we do. 111 right now. I think we're competing with Las Vegas.
We're 104.
Yeah, we're just chilling over here.
Chilling my ass.
Larry Todd says, howdy. Thanks for being here. Andy has a high of 65 tomorrow with a low of 40.
What?
Andy, I will switch with you. That's a trade.
What the hell? Where? He's in Indiana.
Joe says 102 right now, only going to be 98.
Only going to be 98.
Henri Squaw says, howdy, John, Jenna, and chat. I had not heard about the rate increase again. Yeah, and it just makes you kind of think. It's like a tax, right? Anytime a company ups the rates, right? How often is it really temporary? So, and I don't really recall. See, this is just me. I guess I can go back and look. I'm sure we discussed this last year about this time. But these things tend to not be temporary. You pass a 1 cent tax like in your local township or whatever and to pay for some bridge or something, and they say it's temporary, and it usually isn't. They find a way to make it permanent. Flip It Good says, happy Friday. Thanks for being here. We got Pitco Keith says, hey, all. Thanks for being here. Josh Galt. Nice to see you, Josh. Saw you earlier on your show. You just didn't get to my comment in time before you ended your live. Primo Chemo, aloha. Enjoy the like button for secret favors. Hey, I ain't promising any secret favors. We don't do those gimmicks.
We don't promise those kind of.
Yeah, that's a primo. Promising gimmicky favors is like something that a host like Primo might do. Hit the like button, get the sale.
Reach out to spam for those things.
Yeah, you got to hit a different like button, and we're not going to hit it for you. Primo, you're going to have to hit the like button yourself, sir. But hit the like button on this channel, and you're going to get a 20. You're going to get within 24 hours. You're going to get a sale. I think you're going to get a $20 sale at least. Even if you don't have $20 items in your store, you're going to get a $20 sale.
Well, he has 3, maybe 4 stores now, so
yeah,
I'm sure he's got a 20.
So yeah, you just hit it once though. You don't have to hit it more than that. Mike Seller says, greetings from the Seller, John, Jenna, and Flippers.
Well,
thanks for being
Mike.
here.
That means no Ranger.
Spam is here. Aloha Ohana.
Aloha.
Who's Ohana?
Family.
Oh, okay.
Aloha family.
I've never met Ohana.
Hello.
Ping G says, hello, John and Jenna and the chat from hot Southern California. Just welcome to our world.
You guys are hotter than we are right now, which is
when
crazy.
Is it supposed to go through? Today, or is it tomorrow as well, or what?
I didn't.
Am I going from like hot to hotter tomorrow?
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Samantha says, Goog evening, John and Jenna. How are you?
Good.
I'm very good. Thank you.
Very good.
Chastity says, hi, all. Thanks for being here. Chastity,
hello.
We have Semper Fi's in the house. Slow sales kicking, but overall got a return. However, I'll resell it for more. Maya says, hello.
Hello, Maya.
And it is absurd. I don't know what is absurd, but maybe the intro.
Prices.
Oh, that's absurd too. Well, we goofed up on the intro. I gave you the outro, and she nudged me and like, "Oh crap, I got the wrong one."
I yelled.
Well, no one could hear that, but you also kind of yelled. Flipping from the trailer. Hello, how's everyone? Thanks for being here. Mike says temporary. Yeah, right. More money, worse service.
Right. I guess I could see that if the service was going to be better and on time or faster, it would be worth it, but no.
Coppercat says, hi, all. Using tonight's vid to distract myself. Day 3 of COVID.
Ooh.
Any prayers or positive vibes? Most appreciated. Well, that's not fun.
Sending you the prayers.
Yeah. Sweet things is wonderful. Freya, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Mike Gertis says, good evening. eBay is glitching bad. Past 2 days, still making the best of it. Simply accept it now, except for my bulk labels display 2 on a 4x6. Now, I did see on e-commerce bites that they had an issue. I didn't see this myself, and you're the one that runs the labels. So apparently Thursday, there were some major glitches where people were not able to run labels. And is anybody out there experiencing that kind of thing? So
that problem.
Here's one person says 4 different seller accounts all give the same password as incorrect message when trying to log on. 5 different accounts with 5 different passwords can't be compromised within a few hours. Got logged on by receiving text code instead. Desktop or phone app doesn't matter. App gives message of we ran into a problem. Please try again later. When trying to log in with a password, probably lots more people with this problem that don't try getting the text code and have no way to report this. So you have that kind of happening. Here's another person on the West Coast. Print all my labels 4 to 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. Said that send the buyers an excuse and screenshot. These are the reasons I lose eBay seller metrics discounts. These mistakes only help them. So really, do they care? So it's very frustrating, I guess, for a lot of you guys out there. I can say gladly I didn't experience anything of that like that. But by that time, I think we're getting geared up for the football game anyway. So I was kind of done with my day yesterday afternoon. Rich Colby says at least they didn't hit media mail.
Or did they?
No, they didn't. Nope. It was it's only Priority Mail, Priority Mail Express, and Ground Advantage. No. Venom says, hi, John, Jenna. What did I miss?
Not much.
Just a rate increase next month. That's all. Maya Koyama, do FedEx and UPS do holiday charges? No, I don't believe they do. I don't believe they do. I would think we would have seen something like this. Let's see. Just to maybe do a quick, since it's a good day, I'll do a Google search here. FedEx holiday charges. I don't know. Demand surcharges. Oh, no, I think I saw something down here.
Right there.
Nothing here. I see that last year they did something in August, but nothing announced as of yet. Anytime that a competitor does something, chances are these companies, they follow suit as an excuse to do it as well. So don't be surprised if we see something like that. The Crazy Card says, what's up, guys? Thanks for being here. Ping G, we already said, I think we said hi to you, Ping. If not, hello. Yeah. Bobby's Kicks 2023. Smash that like. Yes. Yes, please smash that like. Thank you very much. Brent says there is also a rate increase for certain USPS zones starting 9/16 that eBay posted on 9/4. It looks like only Mid-Atlantic and New England states that are impacted. Chastity says I use flat rates based on zone and weights with little padding and added, so not sure the increase would affect what I charge much. Might lose a little on some, but will still make money on some. So yeah, make sure that, because we're getting charged fees on our shipping. For those of you who charge shipping, you're charging, let's say, $10 for shipping. Well, you're getting charged your final value fees and then your promoted listing fees on top of that, right? Against that $10. So make sure that at least try to cover all of your expenses within, maybe by using some handling, maybe add $1 or $2. Some even go as far as saying, look, eBay gives me the discounted labels. I'm not passing that on to my buyer. I mean, that's a consideration as well that some actually do. But I want you to keep this in mind. The more you add to your shipping label, the lower you're going to be ranked when someone searches for your item by price plus shipping, right? And you really want, there's a balance, right? Balance between maybe having to eat that fee, right? Maybe coming out of your profits instead of charging more, and maybe pricing your shipping too high. And now you're not as competitive and you're not making the sales. So my philosophy is the churn. I think you guys that watch this channel for a while, I put out a video months ago talking about, I'm not going to be so wrapped up about $1 or $2 here. If I can make that sale, I'm still making a profit. You don't want to lose money, so don't lose money, but you're doing what you set out to do, and that's make a profit, right? You have an opportunity to make a sale. Why ruin it by adding too much to your shipping? And it's just something you have to consider, because again, I think really Q4 is going to be tight for a lot of people. There are opportunities out there, but the opportunities are going to be less because you have to compete with all these other people who are selling the same item as you. So how can you separate yourself from that person? And one way is by having a better price. And that's something you guys really got to consider. I really hate to come on here and see that, there's some people are really struggling. And in the back of my mind, I just know there's an answer for most people to get more sales. Ping G says, and this is on top of the rate increase on 916 for zip codes in rural areas. You just had to have me say that word. Juan says, is it Friday already? It is Friday.
That it is Friday.
Vegas, baby. Yeah. Are you on Vegas?
Are you in Vegas again?
Samantha says, forgive my typing. My cat Bobo is slumping my arms and lap, won't move.
So
we had a coworker named Bobo.
We did. A husband and a wife.
Yeah, that was her last name. Duncan says, can we get more Jenny pop-ups in the intro? The intro's set. I ain't playing with the intro anymore. The only thing I really need to do is we tend to lose members, like, because when I do the gift memberships, it's for like a 30-day period. And when those aren't renewed, we just lose people. So the list that you might see at the end of the show might be a little different. I need to update that. But one thing I want to tell you guys about that, for the members, we have like 40 members, I believe. And I'm going to set it up for Wednesday to where we can, I believe if Mike's still with us, Mike Camparelli, he had offered to share his store with us, and wanted to just maybe do that for those of you who wanted to jump on and, share your store. Maybe if you have like, hey, I'm really trying to work on my store, get it ready for Q4. If there's anything that, maybe the consensus in the chat can do to help, maybe make some recommendations. That's kind of what that's for. So it's a reseller roundtable we're going to have on Wednesday.
I think Mike Seller was talking about maybe doing it if he got the right equipment.
Yes, he did. So, it's we can have multiple people.
See, my memory does work sometimes.
Yeah, we got a good memory, but it's short.
Yeah, I don't have a good memory.
Brent says, yes, I believe so, about the Maryland thing.
Oh,
John's going to be here on Sunday. Okay. Well,
are you going on another cruise?
I'm rolling back into town on Sunday. Let me know what days you're here. Maybe we can all go have dinner or something. Jerry Johnson says, hello, John, Jenna, and FA family.
Jerry.
Maya says, is it a surcharge for if you ship into those states or out of them? I'm in Maryland. So that is a good question. I believe what the one I covered is based on zones. So if you're shipping, from, between zone 1 and 4, it's that one set of rates, zones 5 to 9. But the one that Mr. Brent was talking about, that he'd have to give you the answer on that. Duncan says, hit the like for a free INAD. No, wait, that's the other show. Jenna's taking commissions for your sale, 25%.
Nope. I take no commissions.
We have Pork Chop. Thanks for always keeping us up to date on the important things to know. Well, you're welcome. I usually get up in the morning and I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to talk about today on the live, right? So I peruse a lot of the sites, the boards. I check out like e-commerce fights, e-commerce bites, value-added resource, those sites, which have a lot of good information. And then it gives me an idea of what to talk about.
Why don't you take the link right there and put it in the chat?
Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat, but the link is also down in the description as well. So if you want to check out, those of you who are watching after the fact, if you want a link to this press release from the USPS, it's on their website. You can check out the link in the description down below. Duncan says, when John is black, he looks like the Grim Reaper. Where is his sickle? I gotta go. I went down too far. Andy says, everybody smash the like button for a sale. If you don't need it, send it my way. Got Fisher Flips. John, I thought Jenna told you to stop wearing black on black during the show. She did, but we had a little wardrobe issue, and we
Snafu.
scrambled to
It
grab
wasn't
something.
a we had an issue. It was a he
But
had an.
I really felt this shirt today. And
Yeah, he's not very people-y today.
well,
He's
the
really
people
cranky.
no, the people kind of suck today. I'll just tell you that. So you see, people definitely would not recommend, and I definitely do not recommend most people today. This lady opens a return, and she bought a blender from me. The thing worked great. I thought it was a really cool blender.
Somebody said, "What did you spill,
Yeah.
John?"
So pretty good blender. I thought it was great. They bought it. I shipped it to them. She immediately opens a return when she gets it, saying that the thing doesn't work. Now, she sent me a message and a return request like back to back. She didn't even give me a chance to answer the message. So I replied back saying, yeah, this thing works. In fact, the photos show that this thing has an LED display. It works. Make sure that the jar, or whatever you call it, the pitcher is locked in place, because it won't work until you do. Heard nothing from her at all, and I approved the return. An hour later, oh, it works, sorry. So obviously you didn't bother to do that. Had you have waited to allow me, I mean, I answered her in 5 minutes after she sent the message. Had you waited 5 minutes, you would have had the information you needed, and you wouldn't have had to open an item as damaged return, which it does hurt the seller. Even if the buyer closes that return request, it's still counted against you. So that irritates me. So I don't recommend people. Just if you're wondering if, hey, what does John think about people? This is it. 1 star. Brent says it doesn't say how much though, as far as like to Maryland, I think. Duncan, I caught eBay auto accepting some offers when auto decline is on, but they were fairly close to my asking price.
I had a weird thing. I don't even think I mentioned it to you this morning. I had somebody send an offer on a pair of boots, and I accepted it, and then it all disappeared.
So it's gone?
There's no waiting for payment. There's no set. Doesn't show a sale. It's gone. So I was like, okay, that's weird.
Larry Todd, Facebook Marketplace sales for the win here, $600 or so the last 2 weeks, no fees, no shipping.
Nice.
How about how many no-shows? That's the part.
Not.
Well, he's had 2. He's had $600 in sales the last 2 weeks, but it's not an obviously not. You can make money on Marketplace and have people not show up and just have to deal with it. He could have sold all that in 1 week without the no-shows. Mm-hmm. Venom says, John, what's that trick you told us? 1 day shipping? Well, same-day shipping. If you do same-day shipping, the default on eBay is noon, right? So you got to get all your items bought or paid for by noon out that same day. But if you go into your shipping preferences, you can set your same day cutoff to an earlier time. So we have our set for 9 a.m. because we're still doing shipping around that time anyway. So if someone pays for it at 8:30, 9 o'clock, we'll get it out that same day. But you can go down as early as 5 a.m. and in the algorithm's eyes, you're still accepting same day orders. So that's kind of a hack that you can do to, let's say you're at 1 day handling, go to 5 a.m. same day, and it's pretty much going to work out the same way. Mm-hmm. We got a new member. We got Keith Pitko.
Yay!
Thanks for being here.
Where's our
Keith.
sound effects?
I
have nothing.
We have something. We don't have nothing. We have something. Now you want me to do sound effects. Okay.
I want you to. I mean, that's sound effect worthy.
I know it's sound effect worthy, but you caught me off guard. And for whatever reason, this stupid thing is not working the way I want it to work. So I'm very mad at it right now. Okay. Yay. Thank you. That was weird.
Whoa.
Okay. Sorry for the technical difficulty, everybody. Wasn't expecting to be put on the spot here by my co-host. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it.
It's abnormal or something.
It's kind of abnormal. It doesn't feel right. Let's see. TikTok in Central VA, a high of 80 tomorrow, 60 tonight. Love our climate. That sounds great. That is
I just
absolutely
want out of this heat. I'm so over it.
Duncan says, when John is in black, he looks like the Grim Reaper. We saw that. Maya says, I downloaded the list of zip codes. Looks like they're all over the place. I see some in Texas and Oklahoma. Keith says, it looks like you're getting some space back in the office now, John. A little here, right? But in the other room, not so much. We still have a pile of these things. I'm going to, on Sunday, finally do that listing for the other toilet seats that we have. And I have a 65-inch LG TV that doesn't have a stand, but it works perfectly. I'm going to get on Marketplace because there ain't no other way I'm selling that thing.
It needs to get out of the living room. I can't handle it anymore.
Fisher Flips, a cool 76 here in Albany, New York, dropping into the low 60s overnight. Perfect hoodie weather.
I want to wear hoodies.
Flipping from the trailer, try 100 with 100. Humidity.
No.
Oh. Safety Harbor Firearms says taxes are like heroin to a bureaucrat. I mean, they can't get enough, right? Just makes me wonder, didn't they like riot the Boston Tea Party like 17 something, 60 something, over like 1 or 2% tax? They went nuts. Can you imagine the founding fathers of this country get fast forwarded today and now they have to pay all these taxes? It's like, I can just imagine how they would freak out. Venom says the only gimmicky secret favor John will give you is a T-Swift fart in a jar.
No.
Jerry Johnson says 72 degrees in Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Okay, stop rubbing it in, everyone.
Well, Callie Debs isn't rubbing it in. 112 degrees.
Well, she's sweating like I am.
Yeah, for what I read, though, it was expiring today. The heat wave was expiring today.
We have a heat advisory for the remainder of the weekend.
Oh, that's lovely.
And then it doesn't drop until next Thursday.
That's nice. Well, maybe look at it this way, guys. It's September, I believe, and I'm not a weatherman, but it's probably the last heat wave of the year.
It better be.
So
I'm going to
brace for it.
Freak out.
Venom says, John, eBay app after offer changed to be like PC. When you click send offer, it's easier now. You set the percent off, hit send, boom, done. 2 clicks. I like it better. One change they made, I like it better. Well, that's good.
I do like it too.
Earl Parker, a nice 70 degrees in Western North Carolina. Maya,
whatever.
Zip code code surcharge is some BS. It looks like a rural surcharge across the country. Based on this article on Value Added Resource, hopefully it isn't too high. I didn't check out that article. I probably have to look at it. But nonetheless, you just got to have a process in place to account for higher shipping rates that we're going to be getting charged. So for me, it's calculated. So right now, that label could be $5. Next month, it could be $6, but that's passed on to the buyer. Duncan says, John, have you gotten over to the casino lately? The big casino here called Star is losing millions. Really? Why are they losing millions? Mismanagement? Can't be because people are going in and winning in the casino, because that's not how the casinos are ever designed. Callie Deb says, I had problems with labels and overall eBay glitching. Spam.
I didn't have that.
I didn't see it either. Spam says East Coast passwords not working. So maybe it's server related. Could be based on this.
My favorite word.
Well, moist is your favorite word.
No.
And Beer's not here to
Yes,
remind you of that. Oh, is he? Okay.
He
always wakes up late.
He's here.
He has his alarm set for
Mr.
5:15 Central Time.
Beard is here.
Let's see. Just trying to get uncaught up here. Latino says yes to glitching on labels. Latina, what did I say? Latino? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm so sorry. Yes to glitching on labels yesterday. Just got the spinning for 2. I love the spinning for 2 hours.
John loves this.
How about this glitch that I did see yesterday, and I didn't tie it to anything because it happened to me one time, but I loaded all my photos up, right? I went and browsed, found the photos, and they were all loaded up into the listing, and I went to resize them. And the last one I resized, it just spun, right? And you sit and wait, and you sit and wait, you sit and wait, and you're like, forget this. You go ahead and refresh, right? Do a refresh of your screen, And guess what? You have the photos there, but all the cropping that you did is gone. The formatting is gone. You got to do it all over again. And that's frustrating. Flipping from the trailers, and sometimes if you check, Georgia is cheaper than or Ground Advantage is cheaper than Medium Mill. Well, look, I'm from the transportation industry. The first thing I see when GA is, I think of Georgia. Alan Ryan says, I'm a walrus.
Wow, that's interesting.
So you look like Wilford Brimley. That's nice. Vicky says, not sure if anyone mentioned or if just me, a few times I sent offers, it changed my buy price to. I do specific pricing like a lot of people and not a lot of items else I may not have noticed. I don't really notice that my offers are changing price.
I didn't see anything like that. Like I said, the only thing crazy that I saw over the last couple days was this morning when I accepted an offer and then the whole thing just disappeared.
Keith says we've been getting duplicate listings appear from out of nowhere, and I even had 3 listings the same appear and also had a sold listing relisted. Strange stuff, but nothing surprising. It's eBay. So eBay is going to continue until eBay no longer exists. They're going to have glitches. And the reason for this is because we are the beta testers. Okay, this is the way it is. They don't have a platform they're working on like behind this or like tied to one server where they're giving someone like a discount, which is what I recommend eBay that they do, but who am I? But offer so many sellers, hey, if you want to, go through all the changes that we constantly make and the glitches from those changes, then we'll give you like 10% off of your bill at the end of the month. For the rest of you, you have a clean working platform, and we're only going to migrate over these changes once we work out the glitches. And then therefore you have a frustration-free site. But I guess that's a little bit too much to ask. And I know it's possible for them to do something like that. Jerry says, regarding USPS rates in states, I saw all the states on the list. Yep. Maya says, yeah, Jerry, that's what it looks like to me. Lots of different states. My zip code in Maryland isn't on that list, but I'm in the city. I think it's a rural surcharge. And I think that's the 916 one, the one that takes effect here in the next 10 days, not the one that I mentioned at the beginning where it's going to be based on zones, not necessarily rural or not. I don't want to say that word anymore. ACDC for life. Simply all items, free shipping. They simplify all items with free shipping. But the thing is, if you have a $10 item right now, and that $10 item is in your store on October 6th, you're going to be getting less money from that sale because your shipping is in that amount. So are you going to up that price of the item to $11 free shipping? So just curious what your strategy is once the 6th comes when you're dealing with free shipping. Maya says, actually, I think this is the kind of thing that will suck more for the rural buyers rather than sellers. Now I really think you're getting me to say that word, and I'm not going to say it. I'm going to skip that R word. Sweet thing. I have not been able to send offers. Contacted eBay. They opened a technical service ticket, but nothing has been done in a week. At my other eBay store, none of my listings are showing many glitches. That's horrible. I would recommend, if you're having an issue where you can see your listings but for whatever reason you're pulling them up, let's say on another browser you're not signed into or anything like that, just to see where your listings come up in search and you're not able to find them. I would say that's a sign that you probably would want to do a nuclear reset. Now, nuclear reset is taking all your listings, end item, sell similar. There's a process to it. Got to be careful, but I know that anytime there's an issue where I feel like, you know what, something just doesn't seem right with my store, I'll do it, and things seem to normalize shortly thereafter. Pitco, I had people complain that some items take too long to be delivered, and it's funny because all of them are the ones where printed shipping from eBay external posts get there faster. I don't know if there's a correlation between if you run your labels on eBay or on, say, Pirate Ship, for instance. I really don't think so, because you're handing that package off to a human being, they scan it, it gets into the system, and I just don't see that happening here. But maybe where you're at, it does. Larry Todd, the low value items are becoming less sellable. shipping costs are just killing those sales. They are. The more and more you have to add to your bottom line, your cost of goods, your shipping charges, your final value fees. If you promote, your promoted fees, the amount you pay for a poly mailer. By the way, you need a good poly mailer, go to GyroPack. The link is down below. I have to put that in there because they've been pretty good to us. But your supplies, that's going to cost you some money too. And at the end of the day, what are you left with? It's that number is becoming smaller and smaller as these fees get increased on us. Mike Seller says the rate increase is bad enough, but what really concerns me is small states losing district hubs. When they take the hub out of South Dakota, a package I send to the next town over will have to go through a hub in Nebraska. So it's going to take a little longer. And I noticed that, and I think things have gotten better. The items that we're shipping to Florida used to get stuck. And I had, for a period of about 2 months, I had a bunch of claims of, lost. They never appeared again. So that's not happening anymore. So it looks like they were able to figure things out. So my thought is that because it's maybe a new system, you might have some problems at the start, but as they work out the kinks, it'll get better. Wait, John, I thought you were talking about New England zip codes shipping increase. You're actually talking about USPS increasing shipping label price. Yes. So that is correct. So if we're talking about, this is on the USPS website. I see it's a national news of the 5th of September, 2024. And it's a rate change, and it's not specific to rural areas. It's commercial, priority mail, ground advantage, priority mail and USPS ground advantage 1 through 4, zones 5 through 9, and also priority mail express rates as well. Nothing about media mail or anything like that. And I believe what Maya's talking about is you want to say it?
Rural?
The rural locations and different surcharges, different increases. Looks like there isn't New England. It's rural areas of the city. I'm not going to say this.
Wait, it's going to get real bad in a minute.
I'm going to be skipping a lot of this. Is Beard where I start skipping comments. This is how I make it work. Maya says I found the announcement on eBay's website, and there was a spreadsheet with the zip codes. Okay, so she did some homework. 4TP, what did you spill? I didn't spill anything. She asked me if I was lactating, and I told her
if he was lactating.
I'm like,
I said, what is on your nipple?
So we can't have that on this show, right? We got Beard here, and he must have Tourette's with that moist, I tell you. Maya says basically there are 2 different surcharges, it sounds like. One holiday surcharge and one zip code surcharge. Yep, surcharge in a way. And so if you're shipping to that R area and you're doing it on the 6th of October, that label is going to be quite expensive. Mike says converted a Mercari buyer to eBay today, listed $50 on my eBay and $45 on Mercari. It was still cheaper on eBay because of all the fees Mercari tax to the buyer.
Yes.
So for me though, I know that $50 item is probably going to get me like 40 after eBay gets their hands on it. The buyer on Mercari is paying 45 plus fees. So, you could actually say, look, I'll sell it to you for 40 to the Mercari buyer. And you're still kind of in the same ballpark. TikTok, people are too dumb to breathe. Yeah. People just stink.
Some people, not all people.
Some people
just really
they get a
need
1
to go lock themselves in a closet.
They get a 1 star. Mike says offers are jacked up bad. Yes, they are jacked up pretty bad. We got a Mike Seller sent a super chat. Thank you, sir. Ranger decided to spend some of his allowance.
Oh, you better give him some pets and loving for me.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Mike.
the super chat. Thank you for the kind gesture. I appreciate that. I'm trying to catch up where I was. I know I was just at his comment. Chastity says, I have noticed that if I accept a counteroffer, it doesn't go to waiting for payment. eBay leaves it available so that those you sent the original offer to the chance to accept. I have yet to see the scenario where someone agrees to buy your item, but it's still for sale. You know, they haven't paid yet, but it's still for sale in your store. Maybe I'm just not looking, but I had one the other day where I sold. This is another reason why people get 1 star. A set of Rode mics, wireless mics, very clean. I almost kept them for myself for our setup here, but I didn't like the fact that the transmitter, it would have to hang by like the cable to the phone. That's not going to work well with my gimbal at all. So while I liked it, I had to sell it. It came in one of these pallets. So tested it, everything. I even did like a video to test the quality. I loved it, but nonetheless, we sold it. These guys get the item. They're like, I don't know how to set this thing up. And they open a return. They're saying it's faulty, doesn't connect. I get it back, and it's not faulty. You got to download. There's sometimes some of these programs have apps you download on your phone, and you can turn the mic on and off through that link. I don't know why they do it. Maybe they just don't want to. They have a lot of features. They don't want to put a lot of buttons on these small devices. I don't know what it is, but I fixed it in 5 minutes. And it's like they open a return, of course, is not working. So that's like an INAD, right? It just irritates me. I don't like that happening to my account. Account health is very, very important to me.
Because people are 1 star.
I don't recommend. See, it says definitely would not recommend. See if I can get here. I kind of caught up and I lost my place again. Mike Gertis says I have 700 to 800 page views daily. Yesterday was 3,000, and so far today 2.6. eBay is jacked. Well, that's a good jack, though.
That's a good jack.
Yeah. Silver hair, increased shipping costs will probably make 5% of my inventory invalid. Oh, no. I mean, for some, it's like, okay, I have those, what do they call them? They're the little shotgun shell dealios. They're the buttstock shotgun shell holders. They fit 5 hunting shotgun shells. And it straps over the butt of the gun or the rifle, right? I'm selling these for $7.99 free shipping. So I'm doing free shipping on those because I'm into them for like 30 cents. Actually, I have 50 cents, but it's really like 30 cents is what I'm cost averaging out. And okay, even if I take an offer, I can go $6.99, take $1 off, and I'm still able to make some money. But it's kind of getting to a point where I'm not going to up my price, but I'm not making as much on each one of those as I was, as I am now. Pitco, it wouldn't be flipping ain't easy if you didn't have technical difficulties.
That's a fact.
But it's not supposed to make you feel like, and there's been many people that, I put a video on.
About that, the Stream Deck.
Oh, yeah. Well, but what I'm saying with eBay's glitches, there's a lot of people who kind of last straw the whole thing. I'm leaving eBay. I'm taking all my listings down. And my thought is like, well, are you a serious reseller? And B, where the hell are you going to go and get the same kind of sales? Because if you're frustrated with the slow sales on eBay, be prepared for Bonanza, be prepared for Mercari and those other sites, because I'm telling you, for most items, eBay is the place to sell your stuff still. Midwest says a live review and critique of my store would be awesome. I can handle the bad news. Yeah. We do have like I said, it's a members only thing. And the reason why we don't do that for the masses is if I was to do a live video and have someone say, here's my store name, they wouldn't really feel good about thousands of people, because we get about 1,500 to 2,000 views on the lives. They wouldn't feel too good about having all these people, looking at their store, right? So having, a really intimate live where there's maybe 20, 30 people, it's a little easier to deal with. And I think it's just perfect, because you get the people who are serious enough to show up to these lives and be in the chat and interact and give their 2 cents on things.
Midwest Picker is very serious. I thought you were going to give away some.
No, I'm not saying they're not serious. I'm saying the folks that are actually.
Oh, I thought you were going to give away some subbies.
Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we can give away some subs. Let's see, or some memberships, not subs. Can't buy subs.
We're giving them away.
Hold on, let me go to the dealio here and do that. I can do it down here, right? Here it is. I'm in the chat and I am. Let's see, brace for it. Now, if you're with us right now, check to see if you're going to get hooked up.
How many are you doing?
10.
Okay.
I always do 10. You got to do 10. The host of the show and you're giving away memberships for your channel, you got to do at least 10. Okay,
Get
so
ready.
we got that.
Here they come.
Who's the newest member? Can you read it to us?
Kimberly Sweet. Steve. A cool name. 13 Carolas. No. I don't know. Bearded Pit? No. Brian S. Gail Carl. No. Cypher. Landshark Picker. Dragon Master Finds. Michelle and Juanita.
Yes. So thank you guys for watching. And I know there's about half of you guys are not active in the chat, which is cool. Maybe you're watching after the fact, or you're watching right now and you just look, I don't want to do the chat thing. I want to work while I'm listening and I have no time to chat. You know what? Sometimes I'll jump on Primo's channel and I'm finding myself chatting when I should be working.
That's why I find it hard to watch Primo's, because I want to be engaged, but when I'm watching Primo, I'm shipping. So I can't do both at the same time.
Yeah. Let's see who we have here. Diamond Roy said there's a huge community garage sale happening in my area tomorrow. I love community garage sale. Starts at 8. We'll be there by 7. We are about a month away, I'd say. And so Mike Camparelli, I believe he's coming out to Vegas in October, about the right time to get some good yard sales in. But we'll see a lot of those communities in the fall. Bill says they would have overthrown today's government. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Callie Debs, I want a cool weather too, Jenna.
Oh, I am just like begging for cooler weather.
4T Piece is odd. Did someone make you the subscribe sign in the back? How thoughtful. Yes. So that was my granddaughter, Aubrey. Mm-hmm. And Jovial made the Jovial Juggler did the toilet seat. Rhonda. And hopefully she's with us here down the road. She's not here today. Rob Something says the Boston Tea Party was about taxation without representation. Taxes were via fiat whim of the king. Yep. Midnight Merchant. Happy flippin' Friday, y'all.
Happy flippin' Friday.
Andy Reno says, okay, newsflash. They changed the low for tomorrow to 39 tomorrow night.
What?
That's awesome. That's awesome. I would take freezing now.
I want anything but what we have.
Midwest Picker says Boston Tea Party was over 3% tax and not being represented politically. Sometimes I wonder if voting is just to give us the illusion of choice to keep us calm and controlled. You do not have as much say as you think you do, people. Just telling you this right now. S. Latina, just got my hit the like cha-ching. Thanks.
Yahoo!
And you know, someone... So I think there's a video I watched. There was a kid who was asking, like a teenage kid who was asking, if they're able to give like all this money out, right, and all that, and then we're taxed. How do they afford to give all this money out for one? And how can they afford, the government afford to give all this money out to these countries for this, that, and the other thing? Just from our taxes, because the math doesn't add up.
There is no affording about it.
The math doesn't add up. If like every household, say, pays 10 to 15,000 in taxes throughout the year, the number of households times the average amount of tax that people pay don't cover what they claim to bring in, at least, and the maths don't add up. Well, so we have the illusion that
just look at our debt. There's no way we afford it.
I don't know. Time to sign off on that debt and say, sorry, we can't pay. Fancy Nursery says, hi, John and Jenna. I'm grateful for you guys and the knowledge that you're sharing with us. Can you please share, how do you prepare taxes?
Oh, geez.
Oh, is there a spreadsheet or something to follow the expenses? So for me, now there's a site that contacted me about a year ago, and they actually wanted me to do a sponsorship for the channel, but I just didn't have time. And they look like they're very promising. I actually went on there and set up my stuff up. It's a lot like GoDaddy bookkeeping, and it's called Seller Ledger. Go check them out. I'll give them a free shout out because I feel bad that I did take some time to get back to them. They're set up a lot like GoDaddy, and you can link your accounts to them, and it's all in one location. GoDaddy bookkeeping. For me, though, it's keeping my expenses as localized as I can to only a couple different cards, if I can, and or having my receipts that I have a little thing for. If I pay cash on the times that I get a receipt, I'll just throw them in there. I do have a spreadsheet that I use that keeps track of expenses, but for me, it's just keeping I know where to look. I can go to 2 to 3 different places, go through the year's ledger on the site, and I can get it all in the spreadsheet that way. That's kind of how I do it. And I spend, you guys pretty much know that from like the end of January to like the beginning of March, I'm in this like data collection mode where I'm doing stuff like every Saturday, Sunday night, getting the data together. And then I get my taxes done like the beginning of March. It's kind of how I do it.
Not March, April.
Okay, usually. Well, I try to start in March sometime, but April is like the last minute kind of thing. I really don't want to be in April doing taxes. Maya says, yeah, I don't think they were against all taxes. Don't forget, after the war, they had to make back all the money they spent. 4T Pieces, Midwest Picker. Yes, I believe you hit the nail on the head. Yes. Pitco was 26 degrees here in UK, and we think that's hot. Yike.
26 degrees Fahrenheit, or what is the other degree there?
That's Celsius. But see, 26 degrees Celsius is like 50-something degrees, I think, in my head, the rough translation. I yesterday went and played golf in the morning. Buddy came into town, got an early tea time, and they put a couple guys from the UK. They're from London playing golf with us. And it was a pretty interesting conversation. But they're like, how do you guys play golf in this heat? It's like too hot.
You don't.
Golf Exchange has agreed about your take on people sucking in general today. Have had 3 returns in 2 hours, all because buyers don't know how to read or how tall, short they are relative to other humans. Mm-hmm. That's frustrating. It's like
it is. It's beyond frustrating.
I mean, short of me going over there and trying it on for you, there's not a thing that you can do about that. 2 players mode MD. Do you get a ding if you simply refund a buyer when you choose item not as described as the reason? Thanks, Super Show. Well, thank you. So the very moment a buyer opens a return request, whether it is damaged, item not as described, broke. Well, that's damaged, broken. There's a couple other reasons that kind of fall in that as well. You are pretty much stuck with a ding. I say ding, and it hurts your return rate. You get enough of those returns within a particular category, then what happens is now you're paying 6% extra in fees on top of your final value fees on every sale you make in that category. So you really want to avoid as many returns as you can, because you're going to get hit with paying extra money. And that's the frustrating thing, is someone like that lady opens a return. She even reached out and gave me no chance to reply. It would have been resolved. She wouldn't have had to open a return request. And you can go to eBay and the dispute department and tell them, hey, I want to dispute these returns. And it's a crapshoot whether they're going to take that off or not. But I would say if you're in the spot where they're charging you 6% extra in fees, and you have a couple questionable ones where they open a return and then they close the return because they were able to make it work, it's worth fighting for. I mean, because you're going to be paying extra money, and it sounds like 6% is not a whole lot, but it does certainly add up. Now, if you choose to refund them, it's just a financial decision at that point. Are you willing to pay for a label to get that thing back so you can pretty much throw it away? Is it worth paying for a label to have it shipped back to you? Or is it just better, maybe they sent you pictures, maybe the item got damaged in the mail and it's certainly not anything you're going to want to deal with. Then there's times that I've refunded people. Callie Deb says, my shipping time changed from 1 day to 3 days. I didn't do that. It's an eBay glitch. Well, that's not a glitch that you want. So you need to get on top of that and make sure you get that thing changed back. Maya says, yeah, I think probably 90% of my returns and buyer complaints are over things that were in the listing. Lot for me, especially when you sell parts and repair and you put read in the title, right? They don't want you putting any words in the first picture. I've done that before, but that's against the TOC terms and conditions, the TOS. You don't want to do that. So I'm reliant on the buyers reading. And a lot of times they're in such a hurry. They see a great deal because it's discounted because of these problems. They get it and say, well, it didn't come with this. Well, yeah, it said it didn't come with that. But yet it could be clear as day in the listing and it's still an INAD against you. Martin Greenberg says, can't believe I'm saying this, but Mercari is on fire with us.
Not for us.
I think really a lot of it's what you're selling.
Yeah.
If you have I've seen this before many times. If you have an item that has a lot of drop shippers on it on eBay, then you're up against that competition. You have a lot of people on that listing. It's going to be harder to make the sale. Usually it's on items under $20. You then go and take those items and cross post them over to Mercari at a similar price point. You're going to get sales for some reason. And the reason I think is you don't have any of those cross listers over there. You have fewer sellers that you're competing against. And someone that's not on eBay, they're on Mercari shopping, they're going to grab that item. And that's why it's a very, very good idea to get your items pushed over to other platforms. Clothing, accessories, household goods over to Poshmark, pretty much everything else, including those things, over to Mercari. And check out the tool down below, TreeCat. They are working really hard behind the scenes. They're coming out with many cool features very, very soon, in addition to what they already have, which is the process that if you sell it on Mercari, it's going to get pulled off of eBay and Poshmark. You don't have to worry about double selling.
Best invention ever.
Yeah, so go and check that out with the link down below. Callie Deb says, another issue is that I do free returns and I have people contacting me asking if they can return items. It's supposed to be automatic. Yeah, you have it set up for that. It's like an automatic approval process. What can you do? Hopefully they're few and far between. Andy says, I am as a rural as okay. I know what you're trying to do there. I'm not saying that anytime
he
fast.
is rural as rural can get.
Junk Trader says, I love living. Hello all. Two-player mode.
Or just Chastity says, just replace the word rural with
non-urban. Farm living.
In the middle of BFE.
Two-player mode says eBay's search engine has always been trash. Miss one keyword and doesn't show one of the site's glitches like forever, I think. Yeah. They have search tied in heavily with AI, and I'm forever hopeful that it's going to iron itself out over time and search is going to eventually be where we want it to be. 4TP says, Jen is killing it with the moobs jokes. You're a good sport, John. Y'all crack me up. You think that's bad? Think that's bad? I got to deal with her when the camera's off. That's worse. Chastity says, just replace rural. So I'm getting better with practice. You guys help me with this. Should be my Hooked on Phonics class.
Twice
my Rosetta
a week
Stone.
He goes to his Hooked on Phonics.
Just gonna name this live John's Rosetta Stone class.
Probably hit you with a lawsuit for a
4TP. My irritating eBay story of the day was an unpaid purchase of a vintage tee. Others were outbid on. Buyers had a -2 feedback score. How are they still allowed to bid? They probably tried their hand at selling on that account and didn't do a very good job because buyers can't get -2 feedback. It's sellers. So they probably opened up a new account and just were horrible at it. And that's your result. Samantha says, Jenna got cup.
Yeah.
That's her small.
That's my small cup.
4TP, at least I was able to learn how to send a second chance offer to the other high bidder. Yeah, you can with auctions. I haven't done an auction in, I can't tell you how long. It's been a long time. Pork Chop, if they had read my description, I say the postage cost is set by the post office, not by us hoping that helps them swallow the high cost of shipping. Also try to price low to be up on the low price search. Yeah, I don't know. It's like people will contact me sometimes, and I'm passing on my discount to them, saying, "Can you do something about the shipping cost?" I mean, like, yeah,
it's not our fault. You live in a rural area.
Well, it's not even about the R word. It's about look, they're so used to seeing listings with free shipping. Some buyers are like, well, shipping must be free for these people. So, hey, they don't realize there's a cost behind it. Pitco says, I think everyone has gotten frustrated with eBay and will continue to be so. But if you just get your head around the nature of the beast, you learn to adjust, adapt, and survive. And
absolutely.
That is
we need to pin that comment, because that's exactly.
Well, that's just the whole thing. It's no matter what issue you're coming across, are you able to adapt? So if it's a sourcing issue, can you adapt? Can you go somewhere else and buy similar things or different things, something that's going to sell widgets, right? Who cares what it is, as long as it has resale value? Are you able to do that? If you're dealing with glitches on the site, is it something that maybe you can use your app today instead of the computer until they fix the problems on the computer? Or maybe you do something different with the business and wait until eBay resolves the glitches. Maybe you have to ship, but maybe you can wait until this afternoon to do the labels in hopes that they get that fixed. So we're constantly making on-the-fly changes to our processes when eBay does these kind of things. And those who adapt the best are going to be the most successful.
You've got to be able to pivot on a dime with eBay.
Beard says, you can't buy subs. Sure about that? Well, I don't buy subs.
We do not buy subs.
No, I mean, I'd rather, if it's $20 to get more views, I'd rather go buy subs at Subway than to go buy subs.
Close it down than have to buy somebody's attention.
Yeah. Gail says, hello, John and Jenna. Thanks for being here, Gail. Nice to see you.
I think Gail got a membership.
She's had one, I think. She's had one.
Oh, yeah,
Gail is on our list.
You're right.
Yeah, I have to update that list. So it plays at the end of this show. We'll do a little tribute to those who are members, and you'll see your name in lights at the end of the live. 4TP says, I remember when the Poshmark influencers used to drag their viewers who ask for store reviews. Watch out what you ask for, I guess.
Ooh. I would never ask a Poshmark person.
Midnight Merchant says, woot. Thanks for being here. Beard says, right, working, no time to talk to John.
Yeah.
Heather W, I got one a couple of weeks ago. Thank you. I'm usually watching later.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Midwest says, sorry, I wasn't fishing for a free membership. I may pay to join it. Love you guys. No. Look, here's my thing. Look, I gave away 10 memberships, right? I paid $2.99 each for those out of my pocket, which is no big deal. I don't mind doing it because most of it comes back to me anyway, right? But if I had my way about it, I would just be handing those things out like wrenches.
Yeah.
I don't care, but it's just not that easy. Yeah. Beard says 78 today. Alabama is closed.
78. That's like my dream. Just set me at maybe about 76. 76, and I am a happy camper.
I think you had mentioned, Chastity, you're going to a 50-mile yard sale, and you didn't hardly buy anything. I'm wondering, though, how often did you go? This is my challenge to you guys who are going to yard sales this weekend.
But wait, on a Friday?
Yeah, they have yard sales on Fridays all the time. For those of you who are going to yard sales here this weekend, here's my challenge to you. For those who aren't selling in a niche, if you're an everything seller, you should be doing this anyway. But here's my challenge to you. Go to a yard sale, or every yard sale you go to, find one item that you're really not familiar with and scan it to see if it has resale value. Just either look up the Terapeak or seller, was it research? What the heck do they call it again? Either use that or the 90-day solds and see if that item has resale value. Something you've never seen before. And it's a way to learn about things as well while you're out and about. And you will be surprised the number of things that you can come across that, wow, I didn't know this had value. And you can then maybe buy it, resell it, and there you go. And
She said it's a 2-day event.
So maybe that's your goal
so
tomorrow.
She decided to go today.
Yeah, maybe you can go tomorrow. Go tomorrow and look for things you don't know what they are and haven't seen before.
I just find it weird to have a yard sale on a Friday.
It happens. That's the best time to go for those yard sales.
I would imagine.
For TP, I figured it was a grandbaby. That's precious.
Yes, she is our oldest granddaughter. She's 13, and she is the light of our lives.
Yes. And I heard she wasn't having a great day. So
she's not having a great day.
Yeah.
So
she needs to, hopefully she's watching. Hopefully she has a better day.
Yeah.
Natalie,
Grammy loves you.
Jenna needs sweater weather.
Yes, I need sweater weather. Yes, I do.
Keith says, have you thought about setting up a Discord for members and build a members community on Discord so people can share any problems or glitches with eBay or other platforms and others can help, etc.? I was thinking about that actually yesterday, really more along the lines of like a Facebook forum. But see, Discord, I don't know. I don't want to get into that charging stuff if I don't have to.
Discord is very confusing for me. I joined when we joined this what's Pete's thing? District. I joined their Discord. I cannot understand it to save my life.
So something like that has been on my mind. I recently got booted from a Facebook group, an eBay helping sellers, and you get a bunch of these helping each other, eBay helping each other groups and all that. And I should have just scrolled past, but this particular one, they were talking about no sales and how promoted listings are ripoff. And it's like, guys, if you're not getting sales because you refuse to play the game, you may not like the game. You may hate the game. I don't like the game. This is the only game of all games. I wouldn't play this game, but it's the game I have to play to make the sales. And it's playing an eBay sandbox, playing with their promoted listings. And if you're ignoring promoted listings, if you're stepping over $1 to pick up a quarter, you're going to have a hard time making it in today's environment. Promoted listings aren't going away. It's been too successful for eBay. So you have to, there's another one of those things you have to adapt to. Now, this person, this moderator that I got along with just fine all these years on this site, right? And this person made reference to some of the things I've said and some of their answers. And she didn't like a couple things that I said because she didn't believe in promoted listings that they worked, and that if I just didn't promote, would I get the same sales? And well, one thing I had to tell her is, look, I got so many people that talk to me on my channel that tell me they stop promoting and their sales dive, they take a nosedive. Then they put the promoted listings back up and they somewhat normalize. So the data's out there that promoted listings work for most sellers. But, you know, she didn't like what I had to say, and I can't find that group anymore. And it's fine. I don't care. I like scrolling by and you know, answering people's questions and giving out information, you know, like sitting there just scrolling mindlessly. But if information hurts people's feelings, then hey, if that doesn't fit their narrative that, you know, eBay bad, you know, I'm thankful for eBay. As much as I come on here and I say, you know, a lot of things that bother me about eBay in hopes that eBay's watching so that maybe they can consider some of the stuff I'm talking about, I really rely on eBay. This is our income, right? So we want to see eBay succeed. We're on pro eBay side, but we're not going to cater to, we're not in bed with eBay, and we're not going to be their blindless cheerleaders or blind cheerleaders whenever they do something that's not seller friendly or it hurts the selling experience. So don't dislike eBay at all. I think that's the misconception. A lot of people think that I'm either pro eBay and I'm you know, carrying their water, or there's people that think like, well, why do you badmouth eBay? It's just giving you an honest assessment of what I see. Pitco, I talked about that. Stay home to shop, says Mr. Beastie. Didn't pay sales tax in 2019. I made a video. Fun times now.
Mr. Beastie is having some fun times right now.
Yeah. Southern Vermont Vintage is with us. Thank you for being here. For TP, there's a tea time joke in there somewhere with the London golfers. Yeah, that was an interesting round. One guy was like, "Oh, we can have a Riders Cup match." He wanted to play for money. And my friend isn't that great of a golfer, right? I had my best round of golf yesterday that I've had ever in my life, which I was surprised about. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that wouldn't have went too well for you if you would have had that Ryder Cup match with us. Stay home to shop. Okay, we talked about that. Just plain Bill. Thanks for being here, Bill.
No, you.
Okay, I'll go back to that one. Got no sales, but got a return request for an item damaged by USPS. And that's the worst thing, because even if the buyer sends you photos of the box being damaged and the item being damaged, is your buyer going to be willing to go to the post office to show the damage to the postal service? Because once you file a claim, they're going to send you a letter telling you to do that. And chances are your buyer's like, no, just give me my money back. I don't have time for all that. Stay home to shop says the Beastie Sham store got rid of $75,000 in profits in less than 2 days. Maybe open a pop-up store. I don't know anything about that. Midwest says nothing gets more returns than women's jeans. I get one every couple days.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Women
Why is that? Because I'm not going to be the guy to say it. Beard might say it in the chat because
women are hopeful. They're very hopeful and in denial of their real size. Not me. Maybe not you or many of you.
So you're not hopeful?
Of course I'm always hopeful, but I'm not going to just buy something, waste my money on a size, knowing that when I get it, I'm going to have to pour myself into them. No.
Is there something psychological for a woman to between fitting into a size 10 and a size 13? Is it really that big of a deal?
For some people, not me, but for some people, it is very. It messes with your head.
David says, hey, Jenna and John and the chat. Life is good.
What's up,
David Pentland from Scotland. Thanks for being here. Maya says, Midwest Picker, I took all my women's jeans and men's jeans off eBay. I only sell them on Posh now because of the returns. That's probably a good idea.
That's probably a very good idea.
Maya says, I think men's jeans are having vanity sizing issues now because I started getting returns on those too. I don't think I've ever had a return on jeans though, but no, men's jeans.
Especially not men.
Yeah.
Women's, I mean, we don't sell enough clothes to be able to speak on it, but I mean, just as a consumer, I can.
Yeah, Andre Squaw says, heck with promotions, I'm already paying an extra 6%, but at least you're getting something for that 6% that you're promoting. I mean, people may not see it, but you're getting more. You will get more impressions and page views when you promote versus when you don't. 4TP, yes, I used to sell women's jeans in brick and mortar. The average woman tries on about 6 pairs until she finds her perfect fit. Knowing this, I still sold them on eBay for a couple of years before Posh. We have Curious Collection. Thanks for being here. We're noticing a 5% sell-through rate on Mercari as well. Scott N says the federal government doesn't use your tax dollars when it spends money. It borrows everything that it spends through money creation via the Federal Reserve, which is borrowed against the World Bank. Which usually monetary issues, which this is turning into a monetary issue with the deficit. The last one that I can recall turned into a world war. 4TP, with men's jeans, I find the size issue to be shrinkage, specifically in the legs after being washed and dried a bit. Yeah, you don't want, with guys' jeans, this is why I don't wear jeans. I don't like wearing jeans. I don't like the shrinkage part for the men's jeans part. John says, hi, Jenna and John. Are you having a podcast tomorrow? What time is it Eastern time? They're also good in understanding reselling everyone show watch. Thanks. Yes. Yes. Check out the Profit Playbook podcast. It is launching at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. And it's just we get together. We have our candid conversations. We have the record button on and we go at it for a solid hour. And I think this one is just as good as any of them. We could make it about an hour and a half. A lot of times we'll get to that hour mark and we'll turn it off and we just continue the conversation, right? Sherman Volkman says, why pay for promoted listings when the very bottom of your listing after description, eBay suggested other listings from other sellers? Forget the very bottom of your listing. If you're on the computer, before the buyer even gets to the item description, there's other people's listings right there. The reason is it's about for the most part, it's about placement and search. Now there's like 11 out of 20 slots designated for promoted listings out of the top 20 of most searches. The goal is to find your way in there or as high up on page 1 as you can. If you're on page 2, page 3, page 4, you're not getting seen very often. Yeah. 4TP says, thanks for the insight on the negative score. John, that was new to me. Makes sense. Yeah, that's the only way you're going to find someone with -2 is if they are a seller that's had some bad luck. 4TP, I took an embarrassingly long time before I stopped being stubborn and pivoted. And you can get in your own way.
And if anybody knows John, John is the most stubborn man I've ever known in my life. And he has learned to pivot quite well.
I can pivot real good. Sherman says, I sold a generic Funko Pop. Someone in Germany paid $41 with the shipping for a $10 pop.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I didn't know you left, John. I just thought you were watching. Southern Vermont Vintage says, seeing mid-40 at night already. That's awesome. Jacqueline B says, hi, I was just wanted to take the time to say thank you for all you do for this community. Even though I don't always get to watch your lives, I watch them when I can and learn so much. Well, Jacqueline, thank you.
Jacqueline, you're so sweet.
Yeah, we have fun with you guys. It's definitely something I would rather do lives any day of the week than to do a fixed video. Yeah. And yeah, I don't mind doing the editing, but it just I can make mistakes. You guys are used to it, and I don't have to edit it out. It's just the way it is, right?
You just know. There's always going to be a technical difficulty.
Chastity says, it's a 2-day event, Jenna. I decided to go today. You should go tomorrow too if you can.
Yeah.
And look, really, I'm serious. I challenge whoever's going to yard sales tomorrow to look up one thing they have no idea what it's worth to see if it's something maybe they can add to their store. Golf Exchange says, nothing against our Canadian friends, but as a rule of thumb, they are the worst at lowballing due to the inherently exorbitant cross-border costs. So not cool to ask sellers to eat that. Happens daily. So my thing is, if the lowball offers really, for some people, the lowball offers just get under people's skin.
Yeah.
And it can sometimes cause you're having an okay day, but now you're just annoyed, right? If you're that seller that gets annoyed by lowball offers, set a minimum to where you won't even see, it'll reject these lowballers all day long until they find the price that meets your minimum or higher. So that's my advice to that. Reselling shouldn't be stressful. We want the sales, and maybe you've gone without a sale and here comes an offer. You're excited. Let's take a look. And you're like, really? It's really disappointing sometimes. Chastity says, there was plenty with value, just priced too high.
Oh.
So then you get an idea. Now, it's a 2-day event. So maybe day 1, price too high because they think, you know what, we may not sell it today, but day 2, we're going to have a lot of people here. And so I don't want to give it away. Maybe their mindset will change a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nick says, yard sales in Ohio are Thursday and some on Friday. Saturday is usually too late. Actually, a lot of community sales started on Wednesday this year.
What the heck?
I mean,
does anybody work?
I mean, did you ever have Wednesday, Thursday off? You did?
Well, I was a different story. I worked at a call center.
But that's your world. That doesn't necessarily mean.
No, I know. But my expectation when doing a yard sale is that most people, and remember, we live in a city that never sleeps. I wouldn't have a yard sale on Wednesday.
Well, can't go back in time now. Anthony says Discord is free unless you make it not so. So that's good. I'll look into it. Chastity says, I did get to meet Shane Soda City Flips, so it wasn't a total loss of a day.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Shane's a good guy.
Being Lisa says, I would like if you make a Facebook group.
Oh.
You know what? I might, but there's so many Facebook groups, and it's like there's a lot of, I guess we have moderators that can kick the trolls. I just don't want to deal with trolls. And, it's already stressful enough to resell. This is the thing that I don't like about the social media stuff. And I was going to talk about it, and I decided not to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. We have a lot of good people that watch these shows, and some of them they're not in the comments, they're not in the chat. Some are just lurking and watching, right? And when they see things like people come out and say mean things to others, it drives them away. It drives away a lot of the good folks we have in chat away. And we're missing people right now because people have been driven away from, I'll just say that. So if you're not seeing somebody that you normally used to seeing, it's probably because things get said, right? And, what can you do? I can't do anything about it. I regret that, someone in chat may have said something to offend somebody. And
it pisses me off that I didn't see it.
Right. And so, I mean, for those of you out there who are used to being in chat and aren't anymore, and you're still watching, we miss you. Come on back, and I don't want the same kind of thing happening in a Facebook group. That's the only reason why I'm kind of hesitant on it. 4TP, there's a bunch of Discords I thought about looking into, but don't have time for anything extra right now. And it's about time too, right?
Yeah, I was going to say that's another reason why. I mean, time is money, and we just don't have that.
I mean, I get to bed some nights at 10 o'clock. It's because I really don't need to stay up late. I enjoy reselling. So I'll stay up like, hey, I'm going to work another hour. Okay, cool. So 10 o'clock comes, I wind it down. I want to get out of reselling mode, so I don't check my emails. I don't mess with those Facebook groups. I just look at sports or find a topic that's interesting to me, and I'll read about it, right? And do the same thing every day kind of thing. So it's like I really don't have a lot of time to get in there and moderate, make sure people are behaving and all that stuff. Sherman says, I got a double tick on 2 Pokemon cards in a PWE. I don't know what PWE is. And buyer said they didn't get one and didn't say anything about the other card. So eBay hit me twice with missing item and late shipping.
Oh,
well, that's not good. Not good at all. But,
people suck.
I don't recommend. If they were marked as delivered, Sherman, you could file a claim to get your money back. Yes. Make sure you're following up on some of these things that are being reported as not delivered, because once a delivery scan comes, now, even if eBay has forced you through an item not received case to give a full refund, they will give you your money back, because it's happened to me a couple times. Keith, if you want to play on eBay Sandbox, you can't get upset when eBay takes your bucket away. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
And John says FeeBay, but I'd rather play FeeBay than play brick and mortar overhead, insurance, utilities, all that stuff. For TP, unless you use the stamp and not their standard envelope service. And I
think that's what they're saying is PWE, plain white envelope.
Oh, like what is PWE?
Never heard of that.
What was that? Broken straw. Just my luck.
Or nothing inside.
Jacqueline says, what is a campaign daily budget? I'm starting to see it now when I make listings in the promoted listing area. So if you want to do promoted listings advanced, you can select keywords that you actually can set a budget for. Like, I'm going to pay X amount of cents every time somebody utilizes that keyword where I get ranked for it. And that'll continue to happen until my budget's gone for the day. If it's like, let's say $10 for, that's kind of a high budget to spend, maybe $1 or $2. Maybe you're trying to target a certain item. Like, for instance, if I want to target these toilet seats a little bit better, I could probably set a daily budget, focusing on those keywords, and hopefully that'll help get more of these things sold. You can also do that with offsite ads. Now, I've heard mixed reviews on offsite ads where you get more exposure on Google or other search engines outside of eBay, locations outside of eBay, and mixed reviews on that where you set a budget as well. I stay away from that. I don't see that there's a real need to do that for most sellers. Being Lisa says, it's eBay Sandbox. They do be annoying to me, but I'm grateful for them and still my favorite place to sell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look, we all have that family member. Think of that family member that you'll be visiting on Thanksgiving here in a couple months, and they annoy the living shit out of you, right? But would it be the same if they weren't there? Probably not. So you kind of like, all right, I can handle them. I can deal with them. They are family after all. So that's kind of eBay. eBay is that family member. Silver Hair says eBay could have been so much more and still could, but for the greedy, short-lived executives and shareholders. Yep. It is what it is. That's what dictates if they can stay in their salary position, like millions of dollars, right? So if that's what's dictating, if they got a job, then they're gonna continue to cater to that metric. Cha-ching King says, I've got nothing to say or add. Thank you for being here, buddy. Nice to see you. John says, hopeful they're good at packing 2 pounds of shit in a 1 pound bag.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
See, I wouldn't have called it shit. Now, I may have called it cottage cheese or something like that. But
I think he's talking about just shit you can throw in a bag.
I thought he was talking about the pants.
Well, he is, but
Yeah.
he's referring to 2 pounds of shit in a bag.
Right.
Like, we can pack our suitcases
like
real good.
I was talking
you don't know our sizes.
I was talking about 2 pounds of cottage cheese.
That's really rude.
Don't poop in eBay sandbox.
Yeah,
yes.
don't do it.
Sherman says size matters, the jeans and the hips.
This is true.
Junk Trader says I can't be in denial of my size because it makes no sense to buy jeans I can't wear.
Yes.
It's that simple.
Exactly. That's what I'm
And this says Beard knows a lot about big girls and their size.
He sure does.
Josh says that's why I stopped buying women's clothes. Girl asked me for measurements of only the butt area.
What?
And with pictures. After taking them, she still didn't buy them.
Oh my God. I simply would not have.
What did I come across the other day that I was sourcing and I came across and I showed it to you? You're like, what the hell is that?
Oh, I forgot what it was.
It was a butt pump.
Yeah.
It's like, is it that big of a deal? I guess, right? It's like, okay, I can't see it, but someone might, and I need to have enough of it so that they can see it. I don't know, but they buy pumps for these things. It's really strange. Josh says, that's why I stopped buying women's clothes. Okay, we saw that. Maya says, I thought it was just women's, but I started getting way too small in men's pants too. One of them, I got the item back, held it up, was like, this is not small. This guy is just not size 32 now.
Wow. Oh my God.
Duncan, any more trips to the beach? You two should go on a romantic weekend for two in a beach resort.
Oh God, that would be so. Our anniversary is coming up.
It is.
And we ain't got no plans. He's going away. He's leaving me.
It's no. It's Tuesday.
No, it's not.
What are you talking about? It's Tuesday.
What is Tuesday?
Wow.
I thought it was Wednesday.
Shame on you for not remembering.
It was Wednesday.
No, it's Tuesday. So we'll figure something out. But I will be here.
Yeah, well.
Sherman says promoted listings don't impression me much. I mean, it's an unnecessary tool. We don't need it as sellers. eBay needs it with the loss of buyers, and without promoted listings, eBay would be in a world of hurt. And I mean, think of it as the tax we pay to still have a decent platform to sell on. I hate to even suggest it to say it like that, but that's kind of what it is. You need gifts, goods, and books. Hey, you two, hope you're well. Thanks for taking the time to help us.
Aw, you're welcome.
Well, thanks for taking the time to tune in. You didn't have to do all that.
Thank you for leaving a comment.
Yeah. 4TP, other sites like Amazon have created a buying culture of ordering 3 sizes of one clothing piece and just returning the ones that don't fit. That is absolutely horrible.
I do not do that. That annoys the shit out of me.
It's horrible. But at least they return the pants, I hope, right? With electronics, you got people returning all kinds of crap.
Yeah, they'd agree. Yeah.
Nicole Smith says the issue with jeans is that they don't fit right.
Nicole Nichols Smith.
Okay. The size on the brand don't fit the same as another brand, the same size, and being between sizes makes it even worse.
That is also a fact. Not all brands are created equal. That is a fact.
Glenda says, from Iowa, I'm getting a bit burned out. Started buying storage units and have done very good, but I lost my dad of mixed dementia a couple months ago. How do I move forward? Well,
one day at a time.
One day at a time, and you got to focus on the why, right? You got to get back to the why. So why do you resell? Now, is it for the fun of it? Do you have a retirement? Maybe you have money coming in. You just do this for side money. Maybe you need to take a break if that's the case, right?
Yeah.
But if the why is I got to pay my bills, the alternative, if you stop reselling, is you can't pay your bills. That's going to create more problems for you. So you just got to make sure that you're in tune with your why and let that be the driving force. For me, it was for so many years, especially when we didn't have we don't have a lot of money in the bank right now. I'm not rich, but when I didn't have more than, let's say I was living deposit to deposit, right? Which was a thing for a while. eBay deposit to eBay deposit. Mm-hmm. It's like it was the fear of not being able to pay my bills that kept me going, right? So, and I'm always in that state. I don't care what my balance is right now. I'm always in that fear of I don't want my balance to get down to that point again to where I have to live that way.
Yeah, Clint, just hang on. It will never be the same. The pain will never go away.
No.
You'll just learn how to live differently. I promise you, I've been through a lot. But just know that we send our love.
I think about my dad all the time. And I'll show you this. Is it attached to the wall?
No.
I don't know what's back here. No. My son's photo. But I probably should dust this thing off.
Yeah, this whole room needs a
this is my dad here.
Cleaning.
This is my dad. I don't know if you can really see him very well, but he had a heart of gold.
Stubborn as a son of a gun.
Yeah, very stubborn.
But he would give you the shirt and the pants right off his body.
Yeah, this is right when before COVID became like on the news, right? And it was the New Year's of 2019 going into 2020. He had all the symptoms that we know about, but we didn't know what that was then. I try to say he had stage 4 cancer when he didn't have any cancer at all, up to that point. But I mean, that's what they thought it was. And, he's in California. We're making trips on the weekend to visit him in the hospital. He was in hospice at the end, the last month. And, not being there when he passed is something I think about all the time,
we were literally leaving it was Valentine's Day of 2020. And we were leaving to drive out to California that morning to go be with him for the weekend. And we got the call that he had passed overnight. Yeah.
The worst thing you ever want to go through in life, I think, it's one of the biggest fears that I have in life is passing away alone, like no one there, like your last moments. That to me would be really difficult. And that he went through.
But I think he wanted it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did we turn this into a sad?
Because I want Glenda to know she's not alone. Yeah. We all have that on our mind. Midwest Picker, good point, John. The Great Depression led right into a world war. Interesting how that works, isn't it? What better way to wipe out debt, like 36 trillion, than to let the military industrial complex have their way. Glenda says, I don't usually post, but just happened to catch a live. Well,
we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
And love on that doggy right there.
Maya says, it's weird because I personally never have any issues figuring out how to fit jeans. My issue is shirts. It's a huge struggle for me to find shirts long enough. Yes.
Oh.
I have that problem too. You reach up for us guys that, we reach up and are like guts hanging out. It's like, I don't like this. So there's shirts that I have that I won't wear.
That's not what your problem. I bet she just has a long torso.
Okay. Or that. Maya says, I never know jeans were such an issue with fit. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have started selling them. Yeah. And
I think it's just the world we live in. It's sad, but the world has changed. And I had a conversation with my son-in-law this morning and had to kind of put some of that same verbiage into our conversation that, The kids nowadays are different. The world we live in is nothing like what we used to live.
And
Yes.
the goat is in the house.
He is.
Yeah. Pete, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. He's lurking.
Always.
Chastity says, I didn't promote until last year, and it was John that convinced me to try it after listening to him on one of Beard's lives. It doubles my sales last year. I'm telling you guys, it's to me, it's like that Darth Vader quote. I don't know why I'm thinking in Star Wars. It is useless to resist, right? If you're going to continue to resist eBay, look, they're going to promote the people that are willing to pay them to play this game. We all hate the game, but you got to play it if you want to be successful. Samantha says, John, I'm not a member yet, but maybe that's because you may
That's
not.
something.
That's something you may want to address. eBay checklist basics, eh? Well, I can't. So when we gave out 10 memberships on this one, it's, I don't know, maybe it's the interaction with the channel. I don't know how
Samantha,
it does.
It's random.
It's random.
But Samantha is very interactive, and she's always
No,
here.
I know that, but we don't have control over it when we hit the button.
Wait, John said Lori wants to hang out. Let's hang out.
Yeah, hit me up. Let me know when you're here so we can work that out.
He said Sunday,
but he's not here just Sunday. When are you here, John?
What's the parameters?
You need says, any suggestions for going from North America shipping to international? Any countries you may recommend against shipping to?
Oh God, all of them.
Well, no, not all of them. I would any war zones. That's a good place to start. Yeah, like in the past, I would ship to Israel. Maybe I don't think I'd ship there right now. I wouldn't ship to maybe a lot of the Middle Eastern countries, Ukraine, Russia, those places, that kind of thing.
Josh just
also some South America countries, I think, as well.
Josh just gave out 10 gift memberships.
What? Who did he give them out to?
4TP, Jacqueline B, Anna, Lindsay Rose, Chai Sharon, Kat D, E111, 865 Picker, Sandy Grant, Ren Gregory.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you, Josh. Nice.
Thanks, Josh.
That is really cool of you. Thank you.
I didn't
Hopefully
even see
you have
him
one
here.
Well, thank you, sir. Very, very nice of you. I have a new offer rolling in. Yeah, I'm taking that. I want that out of here. So that's gone. $20 is $20.
$20. There's your $20.
Yeah. Who says that? $20 is $20.
Doesn't make you holla.
Okay. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know either.
But
I've got a migraine. I didn't sleep well last night. I got personal issues with the granddaughter. It's just lots on my mind.
So going back to this question, though, I think of these war zones, and it's like, the last thing I want is a bunch of troops like setting up behind like my box of whatever, like, using it to shield them from incoming fire. No, I just don't want to even bother shipping to those places. Yeah. Midwest says, I may try Poshmark for my hundreds of jeans, but got eBay listing down so well, and I hate listing on Posh for some reason.
Well, Posh is the easiest, I feel. Here's
the way you simplify it. You utilize
TreeCat.
Well, yeah. I mean, I keep saying this, and let me just tell you guys, we are affiliated with TreeCat because we really do believe in what they're putting together here, and I've been endorsing these guys since February, and just putting it out there. I haven't gotten paid a dime, by the way, and I'm not saying that if they're watching, because I'm still I'm still with them, helping them, because I really believe in what they've got going here. They have a really good tool that once they get all the features in place, I think it's going to meet almost every reseller's
even just
needs.
With what they have to offer now,
right,
is amazing.
But you can go in and simplify the process by having one page that you go in and make listings with, and it pushes it over to eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and it's all there, right? You don't have to do anything else. So it's something to consider, to take a look at if you're so inclined to do.
Mr. Grumpy, I do.
40p, that's awesome. Chastity, congrats on your success. Yes. Congrats. What is this not good people thing? I don't know.
He's pointing at us. How rude.
I think he's pointing to
Or
himself.
maybe he's pointing at himself.
You're a great guy, John. What are you doing? Don't say that about yourself. That's wrong.
Yeah, you're a great guy.
Maya.
Lori's way better. I don't know what.
It's so much easier to list
there,
on Posh, though. It is. I think
it
so.
It really is, I feel.
Sherman says, why does sellers from China ship a 4-pound package to USA free to seller, but it doesn't work in reverse? Because there was a bill passed many years ago that gives dirt cheap shipping to, I'm not sure if it's just China, but it's at least China. They can ship for pennies on the dollar. And we don't need, it's called e-packet, I think. Yeah. Let's see here. We're getting a lot of Gene conversation. Do bulk edits have the same effect as revising a listing when it comes to re-indexing? Not edits. So see, when you edit a listing, so that's the thing. It's hard to really for me to answer that question because I'm so used to not editing a listing, but I will end it and do a sell similar. Sometimes I've even done a relist. That reindexes the whole listing. Now, I'm not sure if you go in and change the price on a listing, right? Does now eBay still look at that as the same old stale listing, just a different price? So maybe someone can answer that question, but I am used to just ending it and relisting it or sell similar. Let's see. John Gaynor says, hi again. What does everyone do for downtime when not doing eBay to stop burnout? Would be a good subject on night here. Our time listing is such a burnout. I go play golf. We'll go check out a movie or something, right?
And we haven't done that in a while. I'm actually, I know we just really kind of went to California, but I'm really going stir crazy right now. And the fact that he gets to go to California is very unfair.
You really feel that way? You're going to feel that way 2 hours before I leave.
I'm asked to go to a movie a couple days ago.
And I said, okay, she's not being fair right now. I said,
you didn't let me finish.
Okay, finish.
So there's a movie I want to see, and I can't remember the name of it. It's not a not a big show dazzly one that you would see an advertisement for on the TV. It's a real life docuseries or documentary of something, and so I want to see it, and it came out last week. Well, I wanted to go to it on Tuesday, but I cannot remember. I told you guys I have a brain injury and my memory is shit.
So I said, yes, honey, we can go. What is the show? Tell me, let me know. We'll make it happen.
I can't remember what it is,
but
I do want to see Reagan.
Somehow my fault.
I want to see Reagan.
Okay, we can. V-Trider says, hiya, flipping ain't easy. Haven't been around in almost a year. Great to see you two. Well, nice to see you.
It's nice to see you.
Awesome.
Welcome back.
Don't be a stranger.
All is well.
Yeah, don't be a stranger. Duncan VR says, if someone asks for more pics of an item in a listing, I say, sorry, no time to do it. Half the time, these people asking to have no intention to buy, or they're buying somebody else's listing.
Yeah.
Cha-Ching King says, how many years have you been married in a row?
In a row?
Well, we've simplified this. The whole marriage thing, I think, was done so that I would never forget when we were married. We were married on 9/10/11. Yeah.
Which is 13 years.
Yes. 9/10/11.
13 years, been together 15.
Romance talk. 15. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, he's real romantic.
He's so bad. Maya says, yeah, I don't usually get additional pics measurements for eBay, but for Poshmark, I will, depending on what it is, since they can't return it if it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
John and Jenna, are you having a yard sale again? Unload some items.
Oh, no.
They won't have the yard sale until the spring, right?
We can't have yard sales but one time a year, and it's in the spring, and it's per our HOA, because we live in a HOA gated community. So they don't let us, they tell us when we can have one.
Reselling with Woody says, who dat? Hello, everyone. I apologize for hitting this late, but I made it. Well, that's the
What's
key.
up?
You made
Well,
it.
Glad you're here, though.
Yeah, I'm so freaking busy. Really hard to keep up with all the great content. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. John says, promoted listings at work. Everyone should stop so my cost goes down. Yes. Sherman says, I'm trapped in low-end items because I'm selling what I collect over the years. Need to get higher priced items, like the old saying, buy low, sell high.
That's right.
Yep. And if you're sitting on stuff you had for years, get as much out of it as you can. Get that churn, right? Get some value out of it and buy stuff that's selling now. For TP, I've even lazy listed on Posh without measurements just to get death pile listed and measurements upon request. If they don't buy, they're now measured for the next one.
Yeah. I don't, when I list on Posh, I don't do measurements unless he took a picture with the measurement, with the measuring tape in the picture.
Jacqueline says, my brother was in ICU for about a week before he passed, and then we were all around coming in and out to visit him. He saw us, but just couldn't communicate, but he knew he was loved and supported. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yuwant says, both my parents have dementia, and I understand things can be difficult. All I suggest is keep living, trying, and don't give up. Don't give up.
That's right. That's all you can do. You can only do one day. Sometimes it's, there was a time almost 10 years ago where it wasn't one day at a time. I was literally living 1 hour at a time. And sometimes it's 1 minute after the next. So just keep going. You can make it one day after the next.
Pork Chop, what do you get with your membership? Well, we do put out videos that
we're going to do a members live
on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we're going to do a members live to kind of get into the weeds of some actual stores and to evaluate, maybe show what things are going well, what things should change, that kind of thing. Collectively as a group, I think that's a good exercise. But we also put out like videos like I don't want to put out for the masses because it's more about, what do you guys think? Here's what I have going on. And it doesn't make for good YouTube content. So I just put it out to the few members.
It's more of our like, I don't know if it's considered more of a personal conversation.
Yeah.
Even though it is a recorded video, it's more of us, not so much spilling the tea or telling secrets or things like that, but more of something that if you were to call us on the phone, like a friend to a friend.
Mm-hmm. And Samantha says, I'm still planning on being a member. I'm saying that for a brush up course, maybe you can let us YouTubers know what we should be checking or where we ship to, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is a lot of information that like someone maybe doesn't want to come out, because I can tell you there's people who right now, like on this live, won't participate in the chat because they're afraid that, there's certain people or they don't want it out. They don't want their question out for everyone to see. Mm-hmm. But on a very intimate live like that, it's not a big deal. It's like you're having
it's like we're all hanging out. Like you guys all came over for dinner and we're just hanging out.
V-Trader, many don't realize that incel similar will also hit all of those saved search buyers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. You needs. Thank you for answering my questions, John. I appreciate the advice. Oh, no problem. It's what we're here for. If I couldn't help anyone out, it would kind of suck. Henri Squaw says, we play darts to combat burnout. We own a dartboard like they have at the bars. There you go. I would probably end up in the hospital if I had a dartboard. I'm just saying. Maya says, I want to see that. And yeah, my parents told me I should see the Reagan movie, so I probably will.
Yeah, I want to see it too.
V-Trader.
What's 888?
Anniversary in a few days. I don't know. 888 sounds like he just hit something on the slot machine to me. Sherman says, where's the beef?
Yeah, what is, well, you're leaving, so it's a fend for myself.
Reselling with Woody.
Carol.
Honestly, John and Jen, I used to watch religiously, but have since been able to catch all your shows. Again, I apologize. So many great people on your show and so much content. Well, thank you.
I get it.
Don't be a stranger.
We can't keep up either.
Carol C. Hi, Jenna and John. Thanks for being here.
Carol.
Yeah, we're going to get running here soon here. 4T pieces. I appreciate that. You two provide a space for someone like Glenda feels comfortable sharing what she's going through. you're doing a great thing here. Well, thank you for being here.
Life
That's
is
awesome.
really, really hard, and it only can feel just a little bit lighter if we have friends that we can open up to.
Venom says, John, does ending an item as item didn't sell bad? I sold 6 items on the other platform and removed them from eBay. Obviously, did this before, saw no difference in sales. No, it doesn't hurt anything. You can remove it. It's no different than ending it and selling similar. It's okay. You're fine. Duncan says, if I come over for dinner, I want to compare burgers cooked by John and Jeannie and see which one is best.
I still have yet to make homemade hamburgers.
You want says, it's good that this group is about helping and supporting others. Today, it's more than just about reselling. It's about helping each other paddle upstream in the same boat.
Absolutely.
And someone said, hey, you know, we're all kind of competitors in this thing. Why would you help other competitors? But look, here's the thing. If you guys were all selling toilet seats, we wouldn't be having this conversation, okay? But there's millions of other items on YouTube, on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, all the sites. And there's enough room for all of us to be successful. And for me, again, part of this fills a void that I left at Amtrak, you know, where I was training new hire classes. I was working in a department where people would call me. That was my job, was to help people. I had to find the policy, had to find the process, had to deal with the difficult customers. So that's part of me that I somewhat missed. And after about a year of being on eBay Island, I said, you know what, I'm going to do a YouTube channel, try to help people out. That's kind of where it began. Samantha says, well, happy anniversary, many more. Have a great weekend. You too, whatever you do. FAE viewers, bye-bye.
Yes, we will see you Monday.
Retrider says, anybody notice the ending of summer slowdown? On my end, it's picking up. It is picking up.
Yes.
So that's very good. Kids are going back to school. People aren't out on vacation, paying for vacation. That extra spending money that they had, they were spending on travel, eating out, doing things. They might have a little bit of extra to buy stuff. Yeah. So that, I think, is where we're going to end it. Right now, you have, I guess, Beard in the next few minutes. The Bearded Picker is going to have his live.
Shoot, 3
so
minutes.
Go check him out. And I'm going to be hitting the road here in a little bit. So I don't know how much of that show I'm going to be. But go support his channel. Go over there and let's continue the conversation over there. Well, you guys have an excellent weekend. For those of you who are hitting the yard sales, do that one thing. Go in and find one item that you really don't know what it is. Look it up to see if it has resale value. Do that at every yard sale you go to and see if you can find merchandise that way and maybe learn about something new. Bad news. Depends on how you look at it. Something happens every year. USPS is increasing their fees on October 6th, and it's going through the end of January of next year for their holiday to pay for whatever extra help or whatever it is. But this channel is about making sure that you're aware of that. And being aware of that is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. We're going to play our little outro for the members, and we will see you guys on Monday. Take care, everybody.